Welcome back for a new episode of the Animal Odyssey. Before we start, just a quick reminder. Stay with me until the very end because, well, the story gets even darker and stranger. And hey, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you love discovering the wild's most unbelievable mysteries. Pause 2 sec. The Invisible Invader. How a fungus hijacks minds. In the dense rainforests of the world, where sunlight barely touches the forest floor, a silent assassin waits. This assassin is invisible to the naked eye. A deadly fungal spore with one terrifying goal: to control its victim's very mind. The Zombie-Ant Fungus, Ophiocordyceps unilateralis, is no ordinary parasite. It infects ants in a way that honestly resembles a real-life horror story, turning them into living puppets to spread its deadly legacy. Once the spores cling to an ant's body, the infection begins silently and stealthily. Unlike most parasites, which simply consume or weaken their hosts, this fungus actually infiltrates the ant's brain, slowly taking control over its nervous system. Scientists have found that the fungus produces specialized chemicals that hijack the ant's neural circuits, rewiring behavior with an eerie precision that seems almost supernatural. The ant's instincts vanish, replaced by a compulsion to leave its colony behind and embark on a fatal journey. It's as if the ant becomes a ghost of its former self, a zombie doomed to serve a monstrous master hidden beneath the forest canopy. What's even more chilling is the fungus's method of invasion. Its spores contain microscopic injection needles called apressoria that literally drill through the ant's tough outer shell, allowing the fungus to enter undetected. Once inside, the fungus grows thread-like structures called hyphae that weave throughout the ant's body, invading muscles and manipulating their movement. Researchers have also discovered that the fungus releases compounds that mimic hormones and neurotransmitters, essentially rewriting the ant's behavior code from within. This is not random infection. It is a targeted neurological takeover designed to achieve a single, horrifying goal: total control. The fungus's control over the ant is chillingly precise. It forces the ant to climb vegetation, sometimes up to 25 centimeters or more above the forest floor, selecting an ideal spot with specific humidity and temperature. This is no random climb. The fungus ensures the ant reaches a height perfect for its own reproductive success. When the ant finds the right leaf, it performs what's known as the death grip, biting down hard with jaws locked in a permanent hold. This bite literally seals the ant's fate. Trapped and powerless, the ant's muscles lock in place, unable to free itself even as it dies. Scientists believe this grip helps secure the ant to the leaf, preventing it from falling before the fungus can complete its gruesome work. Intriguingly, the fungus seems to know exactly where to make the ant bite. Research shows infected ants consistently bite on the underside of leaves, often along the central vein, a location optimal for spore dispersal due to air currents and moisture retention. This suggests the fungus manipulates not just movement, but sensory perception, guiding the ant with terrifying accuracy. The timing of this final act is just as precise. The ant's death grip usually occurs around noon, during the hottest part of the day, maximizing conditions for the fungus's growth. Scientists have even recorded cases where infected ants climb to unusually low or high points if environmental factors like humidity or temperature changed, showing the fungus's ability to adapt its puppet behavior for survival. The zombie-ant fungus's evolutionary journey is nothing short of chilling genius. For millions of years, it has honed its abilities to control ants with an almost surgical precision. The fungus doesn't just kill, it commands. It manipulates muscles, alters brain chemistry, and times the ant's death perfectly to maximize spore dispersal. Researchers discovered that the fungus produces compounds mimicking neurotransmitters, chemical messengers in the brain, to hijack the ant's decision-making processes. This manipulation turns the ant's brain into a puppet stage, where the fungus pulls every string. What's even more fascinating is how the fungus has evolved to target only specific ant species, making this relationship a specialized and terrifying arms race in evolution. Some species of Ophiocordyceps are so specialized that they infect only one species of ant. This high level of specialization means the fungus and ant are locked in an evolutionary dance, each adapting to outsmart the other. In fact, genetic studies reveal that different strains of the fungus have evolved separately on different continents, adapting to their local ant populations in unique ways. This suggests a widespread and ancient battle, played out repeatedly across forests worldwide. Beyond ants, relatives of this fungus infect other insects too: spiders, caterpillars, and even beetles, each manipulated in horrifyingly specific ways. But the zombie-ant fungus remains the most infamous for its macabre mind control. The scene left behind by the zombie-ant fungus is, well, haunting. The forest floor beneath infected leaves becomes a silent graveyard, littered with thousands of ant corpses, each one a vessel for fungal reproduction. Over days or weeks, the fungal stalk releases millions of spores, creating a deadly cloud just waiting for the next unsuspecting ant to walk beneath. But you know, this fungal horror doesn't just threaten ants one by one. During some outbreaks, entire colonies are devastated. Some researchers actually describe these fungal epizootics as nature's dark cleansing, a brutal natural control that keeps ant populations in check. In some tropical forests, these outbreaks are cyclical and predictable, with spikes of fungal infections following rainy seasons when spores thrive. This seasonal pattern creates a natural rhythm of life and death, a grim pulse beating in the undergrowth. There's also evidence that the fungus may influence ant behavior even before full infection. For example, infected ants wandering away from their colony prematurely, helping to slow down the spread of the parasite in some cases, though the fungus ultimately wins the gruesome battle for control. Scientists have also observed zombie ant graveyards, areas dense with infected ants, which may act as reservoirs of spores, fueling future outbreaks. These graveyards become eerie monuments, reminders of the fungus's devastating power. Despite this grim tale, the war between ant and fungus is far from one-sided. Some ant species have evolved fascinating defenses against their fungal puppeteer. Grooming is one such behavior. Ants meticulously clean each other to remove infectious spores before they can penetrate the exoskeleton. Other colonies engage in social immunity behaviors, like removing infected individuals or relocating nests to avoid infected areas. These defensive strategies are an astonishing example of social cooperation and resilience in the face of a parasitic nightmare. In a remarkable twist, some ants even produce antimicrobial secretions on their exoskeletons, substances that inhibit fungal growth and provide a chemical shield against infection. This biochemical warfare is an ongoing arms race. Fungus evolves better infection methods. Ants develop stronger defenses. Some colonies sacrifice infected members, isolating or even ejecting them from the nest to protect the group, a chilling reminder of nature's brutal survival rules. Scientists believe this social sacrifice is key to colony survival during fungal outbreaks. The story of the zombie-ant fungus reveals nature's darker side, a world where free will can be stripped away, where life and death blur, and where survival comes at the cost of body and mind. This fungus is a biological horror story written across millions of years of evolution, a grim reminder that in the wild, the line between predator and victim is often terrifyingly thin. It makes us question the limits of control, the fragility of life, and the hidden battles waged silently beneath our feet. And perhaps it reminds us that some of the most incredible, strange, and chilling stories of survival happen not with claws or teeth, but with spores and shadows. Scientists are even studying this fungus to understand brain infections and neural control in higher animals, including humans. Could unlocking the secrets of the zombie-ant fungus one day help treat neurological diseases or brain parasites? The answers may lie hidden in this forest horror tale. If this haunting tale captivated your imagination, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Our next episode will take you deeper into the wild's most mysterious predators. You won't want to miss it. Until then, keep exploring the Animal Odyssey.